Internet. It's time once again for Gaming with Max Von Puppet. That's me. Today, we're going to talk about a nifty little dice game called Pass the Pigs. Pass the Pigs was originally just a simple dice game using regular dice called Pigs that was first described by John Scarne in 1945. This particular version of the game is published by Milton Bradley, and instead of using just plain old dice, it has pig-shaped dice that you use to determine the outcome of your rolls, which I think makes it pretty fun, and kind of funny when you're playing the game, because you're, rolling little pigs. We'll get to that in just a minute, though. Pass the Pigs, or the original version even, Pigs, is another kind of dice game similar to Zombie Dice, in that it's a press-your-luck dice game. You roll the pigs, score points based on how they land, and decide whether or not you want to keep rolling, or risk losing all your points, or stop rolling and score what you have. Much like Zombie Dice, there's an upper limit. You want to try and get up to 100 points. Usually, you can change that if you want to. And then, the first person to reach 100 wins. Or, exceeds 100 wins. Here's how it works. Okay, before we get started on how the game works itself, I wanted to start off with something I think Milton Bradley does really well, and that's packaging. Inside of the box that you saw next to me just a minute ago comes this nifty little case. It's got the two little pig shapes on the top. I like that. Inside the case is the actual game. There's your pigs, there's your scorecard, and a couple of pencils. This is not just the rules on how to score, but also an actual scorecard. You can see it's got up to 4 players that you can score all the way down. It's a lot of fun. Here's the actual pig. Like I said before, they're not dice like you would play in a normal game of pig. Pass the Pigs uses actual pig-shaped things to roll with. They're little pig-shaped figurines. They're kind of cool and cute, and I like them a lot. Oink, oink, oink. And the game works, like I said, it works a lot like Zombie Dice. Basically how it works is this. You pick up the pigs, you roll them like dice, and you determine how they landed. Now you compare the way they landed to this little chart right here, and this one will tell me I got 1 on its back, that's a razorback, worth 5 points, and 1 on its side, which is a cider, which is 1 point. Now, you'll notice there's this thing here that says lose your points, pig out. That's if the pigs land on opposite sides. So you might wonder, how do you know whether or not they're on opposite sides? Well, it's pretty simple. The pigs have these little dots on one side and no little dot on the other side. So if I had rolled this, that would have been a pig out, and that would have ended my turn, and I'd have lost all the points that I got. And that's where the risk in the game comes from. So, on that other roll I had, like I said before, I had a cider and a razorback. That gives me 6 points, and I could then choose to continue to roll or stop and score my 6 points right there and move on. Normally, you play up to 100 points, but you can choose to play for other scores if you want to. I wouldn't really recommend going lower than 100 points. It makes the games too fast. But if you want to make the game last a little longer, you could make it up to 150 or even 200 points. It's a great game to play with any number of people. You can see here the scorecard assumes you're going to play with 4 people, but I've played with groups of up to 8, and it's still a lot of fun as long as everybody's willing to wait their turns. And that's really all there is to it. It's a fun, simple little game, and like I said before, it can be played with groups of 4 like the rules suggest, or you could play it with larger groups. I've had lots of fun with this. I've taken it with me on all kinds of trips. That's one of the best parts about it, is that it's portable. And I've played it camping, I've played it at conventions, I've played it at home, I've played it with kids, I've played it with adults, and everybody seems to love it. As far as I know of, it's still available anywhere you can buy games and hobby stores, including places like Target and Toys R Us. I highly recommend you run out and buy a game of this. It's just a ton of fun. That's it for now. Until next time, keep playing games. Bye!